About 2 months ago, Keanu Reeves was asked in an IGN interview if he'd be down to return for the Cyberpunk 2077 sequel. He basically said he'd love to play Johnny Silverhand again. And now, Mike Pondsmith, the creator of the Cyberpunk universe, said yes, he's totally open to bringing Johnny back. So today, I'm breaking down my 5 theories on how Johnny Silverhand could return in Cyberpunk 2. Hi everyone, it's Alex, and welcome back to another deep dive into the Cyberpunk universe. So on October 30th, during Great Streams, something absolutely massive happened that could completely reshape the sequel's direction. Here's exactly what Pondsmith said, and I need you to listen to these words carefully.
You know, not that long ago I saw that Keanu would like to find a way to come back from the dead and play Johnny again. I have ways to do that, Keanu. Contact me.
So this isn't some random fan speculation, this is the creator of the universe making a direct official invitation. But here's where it gets really interesting from a storytelling perspective, and this is why I love analyzing these narrative possibilities. Before I start, I'm about to spoil the endings of Cyberpunk 2077, so if you haven't finished the game yet, I don't really know why you're still listening at this point, but okay, just leave now. Johnny Silverhand is dead in most endings of Cyberpunk 2077. So what are these ways Pondsmith mentioned? Well, this is where Cyberpunk's established lore becomes crucial. Remember, this is a universe where digital consciousness preservation is not only possible, but central to the story. Pondsmith isn't making empty promises, he has ways, because Cyberpunk's core mechanics literally support this. And also because he loves this character. So here are my 5 theories on how Johnny could come back in Cyberpunk 2. A prequel approach. This is the more obvious and easy way to reintroduce the character. We could see a young Johnny during his samurai days, his early corporate espionage, or maybe as a soldier during the war. It's a way to bring the character back without having to worry about the different endings, which we'll get into later. And there is a lot you can explore about his past. Cyberpunk Red tabletop games contain extensive lore about Johnny's pre-2023 years that CD Projekt Red hasn't touched yet. It could also let us explore Night City as it was back then, which was barely shown in 2077. The city didn't really feel that different from its modern version. And so I could definitely see this as a way to bring Johnny back. We could imagine it being revealed during a conversation with Rogue or someone who knew him. It's not the most exciting option in my opinion, but story-wise it will totally work. A backup construct Johnny. This theory gets into the genuinely terrifying side of Cyberpunk's corporate world. We know that in this universe, Arasaka maintains multiple copies of valuable engrams, often in hidden server farms across the globe. These aren't just backup files, they are living prisoners in digital cages, conscious but unable to escape. So how does this work for Johnny? Imagine this. During Arasaka's initial capture of Johnny in 2023, they created multiple engrams. One ended up in the relic, eventually becoming the construct we meet in 2077. But others, they could be stored in secure facilities in Osaka, Tokyo, or even hidden server farms in remote corporate enclaves. This version of Johnny would be raw, unfiltered, and still carrying the full trauma of Alt's death. I'm not a big fan of this theory, because it feels pretty redundant with the last game, and it would be the only way to actually see Johnny's face again. And if we imagine that the construct is placed in another person, it wouldn't have much impact visually, we wouldn't even hear Keanu's voice. So if they do choose to merge Johnny with another character, I think it's more impactful if it's someone we already know. V is Johnny. This one gives me chills. So in the endings where Johnny takes control of V's body, his mind replaces V's, but the body remains the same. We also know that engrams don't simply overwrite, they merge over time. So in this idea, Johnny returns carrying V's life experiences, new memories, and relationships. At that point, the line between V and Johnny have dissolved completely. So in Cyberpunk 2, the protagonist or a returning character could encounter Johnny, but in V's body and face. Just imagine if the game saved your character's face from your Cyberpunk 2077 save, and you actually saw your old character again. That would be insane. And it wouldn't even be the first time a CDPR game let you carry over choices from a previous save. Personally, this might be my favorite theory just because of dark it is. The only two downside is that we wouldn't hear Keanu's voice or see his face, but it would still be his consciousness. And if you didn't let Johnny keep the body, we could simply imagine seeing V again, depending on the ending you choose. But if you pull the trigger on that rooftop, yeah, there is probably not much left to do. The transformed Johnny. Cyberpunk already has the technology to restore a digital construct into a physical body. So if Johnny's engram survived inside Mikoshi or within Holt beyond the black wall, he could be reassembled and reintegrated into a new host body. Johnny would return, but he wouldn't be the same person who sacrificed himself to save V, or a version of him before his death in 2023. He'd be an evolved version, fundamentally changed by his experiences in digital space. Maybe he's calmer, more thoughtful, or conversely, maybe the black wall's influence made him more extreme, more willing to destroy everything to achieve his goals. This approach is perfect for exploring themes of identity, consciousness, and what makes us human. How a person can evolve over time while starting from the same point. It would also give Keanu the chance to play a role that's a bit different from what he did in Cyberpunk 2077. It's not bringing back Johnny, it's introducing us to who Johnny became while we weren't watching. It would be a way to discover a new Johnny that has evolved instead of being the same from Cyberpunk 2077. Personally, I kinda like this theory. Let me know what you guys think. Alright, let's move on to the last possibility. Johnny survives through Holt Cunningham. In one of the endings, Johnny is absorbed by Holt Cunningham inside Mikoshi. But here's why this matters. As we all know, Holt is no longer human. She's become something else, an entity that exists beyond the black wall. And when entities are absorbed by Holt, they don't die, they evolve. So Johnny wouldn't be the same person who worked around Night City in 2023. He'd be part of a collective consciousness that's learned to navigate the black wall, communicate with other AIs, and understand the true nature of digital existence. The timing is perfect for this theory because Cyberpunk 2 is likely to focus heavily on the AI threat. And Johnny returning as an evolved digital entity would place him at the center of these themes. Also, this Johnny might not be emotionally the same person. He could retain his memories, his core personality, but his priorities might have shifted. The rebellion against Arasaka might seem petty compared to the larger threat he witnessed in the Black Wall. This approach allows for the most sci-fi interpretation while staying true to established lore. Johnny returns, but he's become something new. So yeah, drop your theories in the comments below. How do you think they could bring Johnny back? What do you think of these 5 possibilities? And if you're enjoying this kind of deep dive analysis into the Cyberpunk universe, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, it really helps out and I genuinely appreciate it. I think if anyone can make this work narratively, it's Mike Pondsmith and the team at CD Projekt Red. The technology exists within their universe, the creator wants it to happen, and the actor is enthusiastic. So I don't think it will be a problem to bring him back, but the real question is, does it serve the story? Personally, I think it's a great idea. It doesn't have to be the main focus. Something like Leto's role in The Witcher 3 will be perfect in my opinion. What do you think? Would you want to see Keanu step into the role again? Tell me in the comments. Thanks for watching until the end. Have a great day or night, and I'll see you in the next one.